You're riding with me through the storm. From the
I can't
stories to the
trust you, the
struggle,
struggle.
you've
Yeah.
been there all along. Late nights, real talk, truth, spilling through the mic, and the chaos crew shows up every single time. Every single time. You ain't just views, your family. Every comment hits like loyalty. Through the highs and the lows, you ride for me, and that means more than you'll ever see. Shout out to the chaos crew, the best on YouTube. It's true, you keep this whole thing real. Every word, every view. From the heart, yeah, Biff's got you. I'm grateful every time I do what I do. No one else compares to you. The chaos crew, the realest crew. From Port Phillip tales to streets so cold, you've heard my pain, you've seen it unfold. But through the dark, your light breaks through. Ain't no love like the chaos crew. You've been here since day one, holding me down. From nothing to something, we built this ground. I say it loud.
Yes, don't worry. I just realised my microphone was off. Hello, Rhonda, my beautiful mum, Trevor, Vandal, MPA, Matthew Aiken, Sean Bissell. What is going on, legends? Oh yeah, nice. DJ and Soul, what's going on, legend? Colin, Boomerang Girl, what is happening, everyone? Glenn Hutchins, Melinda, Little Blue Birdie, what's going on? I'm going to turn this volume down.
Shout out to the chaos crew, the best on YouTube. It's true, you keep
Do you know what really gets me about this app? It doesn't have a program, like it doesn't have, so I can just press play and then like skip through all the songs. It doesn't have that function. You have to like manually play each song. I don't like that. Hi guys, any stories on Little Tommy? So I say this, so when people ask me questions like that, I say the same thing, and I mean absolutely no disrespect, and I'm sure you can understand why. I don't do videos on people that are still alive, and I do that for a reason. I always say there's a fine line between telling a story and telling on someone, and I never want to cross that. Commodores, Steven Spadotto, you bloody legend. Angie, MPA, what is going on, everyone? So, yeah, what's everyone up to anyway on this Wednesday evening? Oi, what's going on? Badoos, what's going on? All right. Yeah, I'm all right, bro. Look, it's been a crazy week to say the least. I'm off to the neurologist tomorrow. Hopefully, start my new medication tomorrow. And if I don't start it tomorrow, yeah, well, hopefully it's not very long afterwards. But yeah, I have literally been waiting 9 months for this neurologist appointment. Can you believe that? Can you believe that that goes on in today, like in 2026, that you have to wait 9 months for a neurologist appointment? And to make it worse, my neurologist cancelled the last one. I didn't not show up or anything, so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice. Duka, what's going on, legend? Upside, what's going on, legend? Colin, JGB, Mike, the Cash Brand Man, what is going on, everyone? And yeah, I've been trying to catch Duroc, so I'm waiting for him to add me on Instagram so I can talk to him. It's very, very hard, obviously, with our time differences, and then yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what though, I've been doing some fucking diving today on this Epstein stuff, and I like I said, I got gifted. Someone said, "I'm going to give you a link, but you can't give it to anyone, and just fucking knock yourself out, son." And I was like, "Oh yeah, all right." I'm suspect on anyone sending me links, yeah. So it was red flags from the start. But anyway, it turned out being a safe link, and I checked. My goodness, my goodness. What's going on, Jared? I remember that, Glenn. I remember you asking me that, and yeah, I reckon I'd probably still do that one though, maybe. Oi, this Epstein stuff is like, I don't know, man. They were into a whole different. They were different fucking people, man. Like they were like messed up in so many different ways. It's like unfathomable. There was footage of Paul Keating's daughter opening the foot to Prince Andrew at Epstein's place. The door, damn. Oh no, look, I know exactly who that person is that we're talking about. Um, yeah, you can't have been anyone from my type of life and not know who that person is. So, um, yeah, no, 100%. But like, I agree with you, Mike, 100%. But yeah, like I'm fresh to this Epstein file stuff, and yeah, as it turns out, the link that was gifted to me, it's not so secret anyway. Although it's not visited as much as you would imagine. But yeah, it's definitely got some stuff on there, and I've found some stuff that's like, I don't even know. I don't even know. Like literally, like like I said in tonight's video, right? So the last file dump was 3 million pages of documents, yeah. And so to put that into context, if you guys didn't watch tonight's video, like that would literally, so if you stacked 3 million bits of paper on top of each other, it would be higher than the Eiffel Tower. Like that's how much documents were just in the last dump. Like it is crazy. I was today looking at messages between Saddam Hussein and fucking Jeffrey Epstein pre 1990 fucking war. Like this motherfucker had his hands in so many different. I don't even, not even pies. He had his hands in everyone's pockets. It's like blowing my mind. Eyes wide shut. Stanley Kubrick died just after making that. Do you remember the family here in Vic? Yeah, I do. So actually, there will be a time very shortly that I will be doing a video on the family from Victoria. Now, let's not get this twisted because I will be traveling over to South Australia And remember, I said we've only got 5 more days to go, and then I'm back out there and I can do whatever I want. But anyway, let's not get it twisted. The family in Victoria has nothing to do with the family in South Australia. But yeah, I will be doing a video on the family in South Australia, only because, well, JJ and I actually. So here's the truth, right? A lot of you people might not know this, but that house, you can actually hire it now. It's an Airbnb. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to fucking make a whole, I don't know, spectacle of it. But yeah, so the family's house, we're talking about Anne Hamilton Byrne here. I'm not being cryptic at all. So I'm talking about Anne Hamilton Byrne. And so a lot of people get that family because the family in South Australia is called the family, and they were called the family. Do you mean tell me bikies don't do the same or worse? Like, look, you don't even have to narrow it down that much. Like, there's people probably living 4 doors away from you that fucking do that crazy shit. It's 2026. Do you know what I mean? That still doesn't make it okay, though. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't imagine, I would not imagine, not here in Australia. Like, I know I have heard of one bike club in the States that was involved in satanic rituals and this and that. I've never heard of it. Never, ever, ever heard of any satanic rituals to do with bike clubs here in Australia at all. Not once. Not even a skerrick. Not at all. Now, there's probably some bikies that fucking don't believe in God and believe in, you know, the Antichrist. Bikies are worse than anyone. Oh yeah, I ride. I feel like you've got a fucking hotspot for the bikies and not liking them, which is absolutely totally fine. A lot of people are in the same boat. But yeah, I think, you know, it would be silly to think that you know what I mean? Like it's kind of funny because someone said to me the other day, they said, how come Diddy is not in the Epstein files? Well, I'll tell you why Diddy is not in the Epstein files, because he was busy making the Diddy files. That's why he's not in the Epstein files. He was busy making his own fucking ring. I thought that was hilarious. Someone asked me, I was like, he's not going to be in the Epstein files. This motherfucker's got his own files cracking. Oh yeah, I just want to say this. I'm not going to go into it, but I just want to say that sorry for ending the live abruptly last live. But yeah, I'd had about anyway. It was a technical difficulty. Leave it at that. Moving on. But yeah, like I'm actually gonna. So I'm gonna be so. I want you guys to be able to do the same kind of investigating that I'm doing as well. So over the next couple of videos, I'm going to be providing the same links that I'm using to get this information, so all of you guys can see the exact same information that I'm seeing. Now, there's people have done fucking crazy things. So someone has made what's called, I believe, maybe Gmail, like Gmail, but J is in Jeffrey. And so they have unredacted all of his emails since emails were created. So that's a crazy one. There's this other one as well. I don't even know how to explain what it is because, like, I don't fully fucking understand it. But anyway, it's got all of these nodes on a screen, right? And so Jeffrey Epstein is the biggest node on the screen, right? And then there are literally like hundreds of thousands of nodes. It looks like kind of space, all right? It kind of looks like you're looking up at the stars and they're moving. Like these things are moving in real time, yeah? And so that was insane. I'm going to provide that link in my next video because, like, I don't even know, man. Like, I literally dove into a fucking beehive today that, like, I found out so much in under 24 hours. It's made me go. Yeah. So yeah, this other like the Jmail thing's crazy, and then like there's heaps of different people that have like I don't even know how they do it. Like to be able to unredact 3 million files is fucking crazy talk. Like I don't know. I don't understand computer coding and all that shit, but like it just seems like that would be a lot of work. But it is. You can literally go into like certain websites, type in keywords, and fucking yeah, crazy. Oh, look, Glenn, to say that I knew him personally would be a lie, right? Because like, you know, you meet a lot of people in that world in prison and rah rah rah. Just because you met that person doesn't mean that you know them. Like I'm a realist at the end of the day. But yeah, like I absolutely know. Yeah. They aren't redacted them prop. Yeah, 100%. So any one of yous can do it. I just don't know how to. I don't know fucking computers like most people. I literally did not own my own PC until 2023. So I'm still fairly new at this shit. And but yeah, so you can literally go into the redacted files that are on the like so if you guys don't know where to look at the Epstein files, it's the Department of Justice in America, right? Just type in where can I find the Epstein files and you get sent to the Department of Justice. And so literally, yeah, you can unredact it yourself. Like I just don't know how to do it, but people literally are just unhighlighting it somehow. You know more than me. Hey, listen, I promise you, like, of course I know about what's going on. My life is, do you know what I mean? I'm an online fucking person myself, so you know, I basically my life revolves around online. So like, you know, I always am on YouTube, so I always see stuff. You know, so to say that I didn't know anything about the Epstein files before today would be a lie, but I did not know you couldn't have told me in my wildest dreams that I was going to find out some of the shit that I found out today. And it's right there for everyone to see. It's like fucking wow. Damn, Chrome just said petrol hit. I'm chucking that up on the screen because that's wild. Look at that. Petrol hit $3 today in New Zealand. What's it like in Australia at the moment? Well, I haven't fueled up, but in a few days. But when I fueled up last time, it was almost $2.50. But I'll be able to tell you. Yeah, so it's about the same today. Um, Places were selling it for $2 almost. Diesel was $2.69. $2.89 diesel in some places today. But yeah, $2.50 for unleaded. For shit unleaded, $2.27. LPGs, 89 cents. You know what's crazy? I can remember when I was a kid, when we got our first LPG gas cylinder in our car, and I can remember filling up that gas tank, and I can remember it costing under $4. Like I remember times where it was under a cent for gas. It was like half a cent for gas. Like, yeah, crazy. But here's the thing, right? Like I said it in the last live, and I'm going to continue to say it. Like, people are starting to freak out because of the pandemic, scandemic, should I say, scamdemic. Um, People were stockpiling things, and look what happened. I mean, we're all still here. The zombie apocalypse didn't happen the way they said it was going to fucking happen. Even though I did catch COVID and it fucking sucked, I did not get the injection. Um, I will not confirm. Yeah, mum just said, yep, $3 to fill our first car on gas. I remember it. Do you know what? I actually remember. So I remember this happening one day, right? We were at the same servo where we used to go. It was like the servo that's on the corner of South Gippsland Highway and Thompson's Road in Cranbourne, where Woolies is now. Well, Woolies never used to be there then. And I remember, so one day my mum was putting gas in the car, and something had happened. I don't know if it was like, and we don't know if it was like a faulty gas thing or not. So my mum actually went to spray it, and she actually had a habit of holding onto the gas nozzle like this, but then holding onto the where you screw it in like that. And so something happened, and it kind of went and blew up my mum's hand actually freezed to the bit where you fucking screw it on, not the actual gas nozzle thing, because that's fucking brass. But my mum's hand froze to it. I remember this. What are the chances of this? You'll never fucking believe it. I swear to God, 10 seconds after that happened, the fire brigade pull it up right behind my mum, who's literally got her hand frozen to the fucking LPG fucking gas thing. And the fire brigade literally pulled up to the servo to fuel up because they were about to go out to a call, and got my mum out of the fucking thingy. I nearly got stuck yesterday with no diesel, 15 minutes from home. Oh yeah, fuck. Hey, you know what? When I bought my new fucking car, so when I bought my new fucking cheap brand ferret feed, aka Jeep Grand Cherokee, the motherfuckers gave it to me dead on empty, and so I'm back out on the highway, and this fucking thing starts beeping at me, and I'm like, what? What are you beeping for? Like, what have I done? And then I have a look, and the fuel is literally sitting on zero. I'm on the highway, and I'm like, what the fuck? And yeah, I literally, so crazy story. I don't know if you guys know what it's like when you run out of diesel, but it is not good. It is not good when you run out of diesel. Um, and yeah, so I had to pull over, and my mate that drove me there, we had to fuel the car up, and yeah, jerry can styles. Yeah. Oh, that was crazy too. Like I remember, I was young as I probably would have been maybe 10 years old, and it scared the fucking shit out of me because like it sounded like an explosion, like um, like a kind of explosion, like it was like, and and then yeah, there was just this big puff of like gas, and then yeah, here's my poor mum fucking comes out of the fucking gas smoke with her fucking hand frozen. Angie Morley just said, anyone being sprayed. Can I just ask, are you saying that in regards to putting fuel in your vehicle? Because if you are, I have noticed something lately, if that is what you are referring to. As a matter of fact, the first time I put fuel in my new car, I fucking got it everywhere. It fucking just went. I've got it all over my clothes, never to be worn again. You put diesel on your clothes, that ain't coming out ever. Gee, just expect every problem is what it stands for. Yeah, look, I agree with you. I luckily got myself a diesel Jeep, which has, although they still do have issues, but like, I mean, it's a 10-year-old car. Do you know what I mean? So like, it's gonna have issues anyway. But like, the petrol Jeeps do have major issues like head gasket issues, transmission issues, rah rah rah. And they have sensor issues. They all have sensor issues. You know what I mean? But I knew this when I was buying into it. I don't care. It's the car that I wanted, like, you know, the car of my dreams kind of thing. And so I got it. Imagine if you got your tongue stuck. Chinese way chips these days. I got to talking 10 seconds earlier, phone 10-sec TV. It's driving me crazy. Oh, true. I've noticed that too. So it's the same. It's different. So like you could be watching me right now on your PC, on your tablet, on your phone, on your laptop, on your TV, and all of those are going to have a different timing of me saying what I'm saying. Oi, Marky P, a bloody legend. Oh, shit. Forgot to turn my camera cooler on. Oh, you know what? I figured out, Gunhead, I figured out something else as well, right? So on the Sony ZV cameras, they have a, like I can't show you because I'm using this camera right now, but the back of the camera actually flips out, so you can flip it up, and so you can be filming here in front of you, and you can be watching it up the top. So the back pulls out and flips 360, right? And so I figured out that if I pull the back out, like the screen, and also if I turn the screen off, so when you every time you use the camera, doesn't matter whether you're streaming, filming a video, taking a photo, it shows the exact thing on the back screen. So I've figured out a lot over the last few lives, Gunny, about this beast of a camera. And so yeah, it stays a lot cooler now that I disconnect, like I make the camera not joined to it, like the display screen, whatever you call it. And yeah. I love it. Colin does it every video, and I do the same thing. Toot toot. He does the all the boards. I love it. Now, can I say this to people? This is very important. If you guys drink cordial like me, and if you drink it regularly as I do, you will have a cordial bottle like I do, which is multiple. It's just a liquid, all liquid. I just don't put hot drinks in this actually. Although you can put coffees in these and they hold the heat very well. I just don't drink coffee. But I need you guys to know I found something out. So one of my mates, when I was in prison, got an infection, yeah? And so the way he got his infection was from the top of his water bottle, right? So his drink bottle. And so everyone gets, like, you can buy your own drink bottle, but everyone uses the cordial bottles, right? Everyone buys cordial in prison. And so here's the truth. If you do not wash your drink bottle and especially the bit that you drink out of, every single time you're finished using it, your drink bottle, if you do not use it, like say if you leave it the time you're sleeping, and then by the time you pick it up the next day, your drink bottle lid actually has more bacteria on it than your toilet seat. True story. You guys can Google that right now. But yeah, true story. Oi, Commodores, you bloody legend. Buttles. Thank you, legend. Wait, what was that? Oh no, the second climber died. You know the climbers that fell off the cliff? The second one just died in hospital, apparently. Oi, Psychonauts, what's going on, legend? I've got an infection from drinking out of mine. Yeah. So, like, yeah, mate, it is actually very, very common. And so people don't realize that. So it's actually like a stomach infection. And so people just think like they've got like a pain in the stomach, this and that, maybe a bit of gastro, rah, rah, rah. But yeah, it can actually lead to death. So yeah, wash your drink bottles, mofos, don't die. Piss sitting down. You know what? This is very common. A lot of blokes who have been to prison will tell you that they piss sitting down out of respect. Do you know what I mean? So they don't. Doesn't matter. You can be like Robin Hood with your old fella and still get spray. It's the way the world works. Loving the content recently, brother. Oh, thank you, legend. Or you wait. You wait. Literally, I am still fucking brick walled. I am still brick walled until next week. And then you wait. Very rarely will you see me be sitting where I am right now. We are getting out there and fucking way amongst it. And yeah, I only have to wait another week. Yes. By orders of the doctor, if you're wanting to know why. He's off scrubbing his Yeti coffee mug by. Oi, true. Oi, 100%. And so take like I don't know if you can see that like that's pretty clean, right? But take if you have a tumbler like mine or you're using your Yeti, which they have a top similar to this. I've taken the slide thing off it, so it's just like a sippy cup. But yeah, you better guarantee that these mofo's hold the germs, like very, very, and so much so that you can even like wash them with hot water and stuff like that. And unless you actually like scrub it with soap suds and stuff like that, it's not going to get rid of the germs. Crazy. Oi, TP, Boodles, what's going on, legend? How do you subscribe? All right, so I know it's different on every device, yeah? So if you're watching me on your phone, it will be somewhere down the bottom here. As a matter of fact, if you're watching me on your PC, your phone, your tablet, your laptop, the subscribe button will be down here somewhere, yeah? But if you're watching me on your TV, you have to press up on your controller, which will take you to the menu. You know how you can make it go back or forward. And then if you'll see, if you press up again, it will take you to like the profile picture of my page, and then that's how you subscribe if you're watching on a TV. But if you're watching me on any other device, it will be down here somewhere down the bottom. So sometimes they have things like it's next to, share, save, all of those things. As a matter of fact, can I please have, Oi Gunhead, you absolute legend. Do you reckon you could chuck my Chaos Chronicles, please, bro, up there? And I'll put it on the screen. Oi, Corey, what's going on? Silver foil layers, casing, no internet, no tracking with phone, out and about, no reception. Tried it out just to see if it was BS. Well, it works. So you can get these things, right? I'm going to save you the silver foil trick, yeah? You can get these things that are called Faraday wallets, Faraday bags, Faraday something. And so, as a matter of fact, I'm actually about to drop a Shopify store that's going to have a few of these items on there. And as a matter of fact, one of the things that I am about to drop on when I drop my Shopify store is going to be fucking awesome. Boom, 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 boom. Safe as Pine Gap. I'm watching Biff on my police computer. No way. No, wait. Hang on. Are you a cop? Are you a cop, all right? Hey, listen. Not that I care. You are not the only one that watches. You know what? I actually want to run into that dude again. I remember your name. It starts with J. I'm just not going to mention it in case you are in the chat. But yeah, I hope I meet you again one day, another day, mate. You know what I mean? You actually made my day that day. Like, it's not very often in my life that I've had police yell out to me from behind and me not get in trouble afterwards. It was a pleasant surprise to say the least. Yeah. And then to know, it was actually funny because he's like, I'm actually watching you. I was watching you just before. Yeah, I'm top pig. UFO. Biff used to have a stato. Do you have a statesman, Biff, as it's in your profile pic? So yeah, I used to have a statesman. What profile picture is my statesman in? Why can't Des send updates to us all? True. Oi, Binksy, you bloody legend. James, you bloody legend. Statesman, what a car it was. All of them. All of them from the very first. I'll tell you what, my favourite Statesman was the Statesman DeVille. I actually loved the shape of it. I liked the way that it kind of mimicked the Anyway, it mimicked an American GM car. Oh yeah, I've got a Jeep now. I've got a cheap brand ferret feed. I'll show you. I'll chuck it up. But yeah, I sold my Statesman a little while ago, and I own a Jeep now. Will I buy another V8 Commodore like Holden of some sort? 100%. But yeah, I don't need another vehicle of any type. I have things what I would like to spend my money on, which is like as of next week, just getting out there and amongst it and just doing that type of thing. But yeah, I have no interest in, like, I'd love to buy another Harley, but it's just not practical at the moment. Will I get another Harley? 100%. But like at the moment, definitely not. VQ HSV. Yeah, you know what? I am quite partial to anything from, like, especially the HSVs. Obviously, they started, but like, yeah, anything VN up. I had a VNSS 5 litre 5 speed once in my life. All right, give me a moment. I'll chuck the picture up here. I'm not going to be able to look at the screen. I'm not looking at the screen. All right, so this would be the new profile picture if I was to do it that way again. So, well, that's actually my car in that photo. It's just been cartooned down a bit. I will show you. That's my car there. I love it. It's my beast. I love it. Yeah. All right, give me a moment. Looks like the battery just died. Sorry, legends. It doesn't matter how many problems you fix, you can't fix them all. So yeah, give me a moment. I'll be back up on camera in a second. Smash that up in there. All right, we're nearly there. Bam. Sorry, legends. The Stato Blues song, please, Biff. True? Ah, the good old times. Jeep needs a wash. So you know what? That was actually the day I bought it, and so it was pissing down the whole night before, and yeah, that was the day I bought it. Wow. No, I didn't. I didn't see that. I seen it. Welcome in Mel's Miller. But I did see that we are turning away the ISIS brides, but it doesn't surprise me. I mean, why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't our government do that? That was my first car, a van Commodore. How come I sold the Stato? So as you guys know, I had taken it off the road and I was going to start doing it up, and then yeah, when I took it off the road, I realised that um, it was going to be a much bigger job than I expected, and it was the only car I had at the time. Yeah, I was like, I just didn't have the time to do that, to do this, and yeah, so I sold it. I doubled my money. Like if you can do that with any vehicle, you've fucking done a good job. You know, I doubled my money, and that's good enough for me. And yeah, I bought the Jeep. Faded cars. Nah, you know what? It's actually you cannot fault my paint job. So it's got a really fucking good paint job. It's got one little like I don't know what it is. Like it's something very light has hidden it. It's got like a small little line about that wide. That's literally maybe 1 or 2 mil, three maybe thick. That's the only. And I'm not talking a scratch. I'm talking it's like a bit of paint on there. No dints. No scraping of the paint. It's literally, yeah. I got a really good vehicle. I looked on. You guys know, like I was fucking. I literally I went to buy like I think this was the fourth one that I went to buy, and I was giving up at this point because like I organised I was going to be there to buy the car. I'd go to the bank, get the cash out, go to buy the car, and then the dude was like, "I sold it, bro," and I was like, "What the fuck you mean? You told me last night to rock up here at this time." And literally that happened to me 3 times. The people sold the car on me before I bought it, and was pissing me off. You mean are you asking whether my Jeep's worth 80,000 plus, no, nowhere near that. Not even fucking close to that. Are you talking about the Statesman? Are they worth that much money? I mean, no, not really. You know what? Because Peter Brock never had anything to do with Statesman's, they will never hold as much money as a fucking Commodore. Now, that may seem very trivial to some people, but that's the truth. That is the reason right now why Holden's hold so much value is because of Peter Brock. Is because Peter Brock, HRT, and then Peter Brock died, and so which made everything that Peter Brock drove a bit of a relic. What's going on, MPA, mate? What am I missing here? What am I missing? I've fallen down yesterday and smashed my leg back with your MS. Do you fall down? Serious question. I need some advice. Thanks. Bro, I fall down a lot, yeah, and especially if I'm in a relapse period with my MS, it's very common for people with MS to fall over. And I suggest that if you have hurt yourself, my friend, that you need to go take yourself to emergency, bro. Like, please do me a favor, and please do that. The last thing we want is you getting sick. Infections spread quickly, mate, and last thing we want is you getting sick because you're sitting here and watching me, bro. Won't have it. But yes, to answer your question, do I follow? Look, a lot is probably an overstatement. I do fall over though, but mainly because I'll tell you why, right? So it's mainly because I can't. My left leg doesn't work the same as my right leg. Doesn't matter what time. Doesn't matter. It's always like this, right? So sometimes if I'm in a bit of having a bad day, my left leg drags a bit, right? And so I always find myself tripping over my own feet, if that makes sense. So like I'll drag my foot, and then like say for instance, if I'm wearing like my boots, my boots will grip the fucking whatever I'm walking on and trip me up, you know. And then there is times though where I have thought that I've put my leg down, but like my leg kind of fucking goes all dicky and fucking I land on my knee. I don't even know how that happens, to be honest, but it's happened a few times now. It's actually the first time it happened. It was really embarrassing because I was it was in a shopping centre. And I was just walking, and then boof, next thing you know, I'm on one knee, looking like I'm about to propose to someone, but I was by myself. I must have looked like the craziest thing. And I literally, and then the sound it made when I hit the ground actually was really loud. It sounded like I hit it with my face, and like everyone was like, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" And it was making me feel really embarrassed. But oi, MPA, please, if you have hurt yourself, oi, Commodores, Butters. Yep, I read it. All right, I'm just gonna go fill this up and use the ablutions. I'll leave some. What do we feel like today? All right, I'll be back.
Reverend Is this a conspiracy? Crucified for no sins, an image beneath me, lost within my plans for life. It all seems so unreal. I'm a man cut in half in this world, left in my misery. The reverend, he turned to me without
Forgot about this bad
tear
boy.
in his eyes. Nothing new for him to see. I didn't ask him why. I will remember the love our souls had sworn to make. Now I watch the falling rain. All my mind can see now is your. Well, I guess you took my youth and gave it all away, like the birth of a newfound joy. This love would end in rage, and when she died I couldn't cry. The pride within my soul, you left me incomplete, all alone as the memories now unfold. Believe the word, I will unlock my door and pass the cemetery gates. Sometimes when I'm alone I wonder aloud if you're watching over me. Someplace far abound, I must reverse my life. I can't live in the past, then set my soul free. It belong to me at last. Through all those complex years, I thought I was alone. I didn't care to look around and make this world my own. And when she died I should have cried and spared myself some pain. You left me incomplete, all alone as the memories still remain. The way we were, the chance to save my soul, and my concern is now in vain. Believe the word, I will unlock my door and pass the cemetery gate. The way we were, the chance to save my soul, and my concern is now in vain. Believe the word, I will unlock my door and pass the cemetery gate. Reverend, is this a conspiracy? Crucified for no sins, an image beneath me, lost within my plans for life. It all seems so unreal. I'm a man cut in half in this world, left in my misery. The reverend, he turned to me without a tear in his eyes. Nothing new for him to see. I didn't ask him why.
I actually just freaked out so hard.
The love our souls had sworn to make. Now I
Now watch the falling rain.
All my mind can see now.
So before, so my house is on it's a pretty big block, right? And I have like a number of gates to get to my backyard. And so anyway, I took the car out before and I brought the car back, and I sent that message from my phone saying I'm gonna be late, and literally just pulled in the driveway, and I didn't think that I fucking closed all the gates, and then just before I went to go on live, I let Zeus out to the toilet, and I was like, no, all the gates are open, and I was like, fucking panic stations, and like I'm calling out to my dog and he's not answering me, so I'm freaking out. Yeah, panic stations. And I quickly run outside and like the gates are closed. I'm like, I run back inside. I'm like, Zeus, oi, come here. And I found him on the couch, snoring his ass off, with his blanket over him, actually. I've never met a dog that can wrap himself up in a blanket like my dog can. It's quite the talent. Where's MPA? Oi, MPA. Oi, 100%. That's exactly what this community is about. And 100% would have been my very next offer. If you need money to get a taxi to fucking hospital, mate, we'll make that happen. Luke Sparta Viking says, hey Biff, awesome work on exposing the grubs in the Epstein files. Gotta wonder if more powerful people... There's so many, like you guys, all of this information is like right there for all of you guys too, but there's a lot of Australian names in there. The names that I said today were like prominent names, and there's, but like it's important to say this, right? It's important to say this with a grain of salt, that not everyone that is mentioned in them files are so everyone is deserving of the presumption of innocence until proven guilty, right? I mean, I have to say that, yeah? Now let's move on to the next section. There's so many names in that fucking files, it is crazy. So like I said to you guys before, I stumbled across this thing that you can literally, like, it goes back like to the 1980s. Like, it is fucking crazy. And like it shows you like it shows you connections between people, and Jeffrey Epstein and massive fucking political figures and Hollywood fucking actors, like all of these people all like conspiring towards one fucking goal, man. It's fucking crazy. Do you know what? I never thought in a million years, like I've heard, like I said, obviously you would have to be living under a rock to not know what's going on in the Epstein files. But like, I swear to God, I don't know why everyone in Australia is refusing to talk about this, because like fucking hell, the shit that I found out today, I even said a few weeks ago, I will think about it. A few people in the chat have asked me to do Epstein videos, and I was like, all right, I'll think about it. We kind of did a poll, and it was like everyone was like, yeah, do one. And then like I still have this thing inside me that's like I'm still like, I don't want to glorify this motherfucker, you know what I mean? So like, but then like I came to the realization today that I'm not doing that, you know what I mean? I'm in no way glorifying this guy, but I still have this fucking part of me that's like, giving him some kind of notoriety is still notoriety, do you know what I mean? And like, he's not deserving of that. That's what kept me from doing this for so long. But I'll tell you what, after reading what I read today and constantly reading, and like I said, I'm gonna, over the next and please don't expect me to do an Epstein video every day. That's not going to happen. I respect you guys a lot more than that. But yeah, over the next few Epstein videos, when they are posted, there will be links connected to those videos, which will be the same links that I am using to find this information. And like someone said in the chat before, when I said I was gifted a link and they said you cannot share it with anyone, and they said, like, that's silly. Do you know what I mean? Like, these links should be shared. And that's exactly right. And like I said, went on to find out that this link wasn't as secret as I was led to believe. But like, still, this link is probably the least looked at Earl to do with Jeffrey Epstein. As a matter of fact, I was very fucking like surprised at how little attention this has got. It's only very new, but that's probably why. But still, oi, good night, Angie Bush. I hope you're not leaving because I'm talking about Epstein. Biff, I had my head in it for weeks, straight in and went too far. Legit had nightmares about it. It's absolutely diabolically and more unbelievable than we ever thought. And you know what? I actually am going to pin that fucking comment because you know what? That's exactly how I'm feeling right now. Because, like, I heard people talking about things and I was like, surely not. Like, surely not. Like, guys, I don't know if you guys understand the length that this mofo, right? And then I'm going to stop talking about Epstein, yeah? But, like, it is also believed there is documents in this Epstein files last dump that Epstein was one of the main financiers behind one of the major COVID vaccines, right? We're going down conspiracy road now. Like I said, we're not talking about Epstein after this on this live. But people believe that, and there is documents that there is a part of DNA in this certain vaccine, there is a part of Jeffrey Epstein's DNA in it, right? And so apparently, in his twisted mind, this is how fucked up he wanted to have his DNA inside everyone. That is the most fucked up shit I ever read. And I'm like, it actually gets worse than that. Like Christos fucking said, it's actually stuff of nightmares that you could never ever believe would happen. And like, yeah. Yeah, like I'll say some stuff that I'm not going to go into because, like, I don't even think I'd be able to do videos on it on here, to be honest. Like, it's that crazy. But, like, you know, satanic stuff that involves the most brutality stuff you can think about with children, very, very young children, the youngest they can get, actually. And, like, I'm actually, like, it's actually nearly making me tear up right now, as a matter of fact. Like, I'm holding back a tear right now. Because the stuff I read today is actually like, holy fucking shit, man. Like, this guy was a fucking demon. Like, this guy was the fucking fifth Antichrist. That was him. Like, it went Adolf Hitler, Jeffrey Epstein. There's no fucking grey area in between. Fucking crazy, man. Anyway, like I said, we're not talking about it anymore. I want to fucking go to sleep tonight. I've got a very important doctor's appointment tomorrow. And I am someone who fucking has very, very graphic nightmares. Anybody who's fucking lived through any type of trauma will fucking agree with me here. Yeah. I have fucking graphic nightmares that I wish I didn't, but it happens, you know. Yeah, I don't fucking like, and this is what I'm going to say just before I end it, and that's it. I'm not even going to answer any questions. If anyone comments anything after this, that's it. We are moving on. I can't deal with this shit. I mean, it almost makes you question what is real and what is not real. That is what I'm going to say. Like, it's to that point where you're reading it going, this is like a fucking Stephen King book, like from the dark web. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the most heinous shit you can ever think of. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like I said, like it's literally fucking traumatizing. And wow, just fucking wow. Oi, MPA, I got you. Oosh. People still love Wacko Jacko. You know what? Yeah, that's a good subject to move on to, actually. Right? So I actually I actually fucking appreciate Michael Jackson's music, yeah? Now, in Michael Jackson's later years, he got a lot of bad press, but you've got to understand, Michael Jackson, I would never, ever, ever fucking ever put my hand up and try and stick up for somebody. But I'm just trying to say this. Michael Jackson was never convicted of any of these crimes, never tried for any of these crimes, as a matter of fact, never even investigated for any of these crimes. The internet. So very early internet days were very easy to fuck people's lives. So there are multiple people right now, that are in the ground because people posted stories about them on the internet. And everyone, when the internet first came out, believed that everything they read on the internet is fact. And people were getting people wiped out. You know what I mean? And I am not saying that Michael Jackson is not this or that, but you would think all of these people they are alleging that he has to have done these bad things to are still alive. Not one person has come forward and said he's a bad person. As a matter of fact, every single one of those children who they said that he has done these things to, still to today, stand up and say that that man was a good man, yeah? Once again, I would never, ever, ever, ever fucking say, I'm not a judge or a fucking juror. But all I'm saying is I feel like Michael Jackson was fucking, do you know what I mean? Was now, did he have some fucking hobbies and this that are questionable? Absolutely, like 100%. But like you're talking about the 80s and 90s when these things weren't questionable. And like, do you know what I mean? Like when, yeah, the world's a different fucking world today. But yeah, like I said, I promise you guys, you know what I'm like and you know what I represent and you know what I'm about. If there was any evidence out there to state that this was fact, I would not stand up here and put myself on show like a fucking idiot and say all this shit, yeah? But like, it's the truth. And I'm someone who's been a victim of internet bullshit, which is why right now, no newspaper or news outlet in this country can print an article about me. I have a cease and desist in place after the last fucking article that Herald Sun wrote about me. Now I can tell you, these motherfuckers can write whatever they want. And if you have a criminal history, guess what? You don't have a fucking leg to stand on. If I was a Joe citizen, this would have happened 15 years ago. But it literally took everything in me and me knowing fucking the right people in the right places to make this happen. But you guys know, you guys have been a part of it. I was actually on live here last year when the last article came on, and people on the chat were going, "Oh, bro, I seen your article in the paper," and I was like, "Oh yeah, fucking yep," thinking they were talking about the one that the Herald Sun done about me that was a good article that was a month before, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that came out about a month ago," and then everyone in the chat here are going, "Bro, there's an article that came out today in the paper about you," and I'm like, "No, surely not." Literally went straight on from the live, clicked on my, because I'm a fucking member with Herald Sun, clicked on the Herald Sun, typed in my name. Sure enough, there's a new fucking article about me. And here's the truth, right? It made me sound like a fucking lunatic. Like, I was in there representing myself in court on being done for marijuana driving, yeah? I was prescribed this marijuana. This was my argument the whole way through. This is why I fought it the whole way through. And so I ended up beating it in the end. But the reason they done the article on me is because of this, right? So I can't remember the exact title, but it said, Hughes Fink is a dope, right? Or something like that, right? Like, using the words dope as in marijuana, and then using the club that I used to be with, where I never say it, guys. You guys, people ask me all the time, and I say, look, if you Google my name, if you Google the Chaos Chronicles, this, that, you can find out what club I used to be with. I just don't talk about it, yeah? And they said, so this is actually what happened on that day. I was representing myself like a fucking just doing it, you know? And then the cop stood up and said that, Your Honour, Mr. Hughes has a fucking criminal history as thick as a phone book, which is true. I do. It's not nothing to be proud of, but the things what he said next actually triggered me and made me fucking lose my shit instantly. He said, and you will find in that phone book full of fucking convictions, Your Honour, a plethora of drug convictions from Mr. Hughes's early days to now. And I was like, hold the fucking phone, yeah? Jumped straight up. The cop was speaking, shut him straight down. I was like, Your Honour. He's like, no, I was like, no, Your Honour. I said, this is not fucking true. I go, you have my criminal history in front of you right now. I have only ever been done for drugs my whole life 3 times. 3 times ever. Yes, I have been raided 150,000 times for drugs. Never found it. Not once. Never in a raid did they ever find the drug they were looking for. Except for one. They weren't even looking for drugs. They were looking for guns. And as a matter of fact, I actually think if I didn't point it out to them, they would have missed it anyway. I've only ever been caught with weed. And so this was my argument. And all 3 of those was before the age of 21, yeah? After that, I fucking got a little bit smarter in the way I did things, yeah? And I had not had a drug conviction since the age of 21. So I stood up and said, are you fucking kidding me? I have not had a fucking drug conviction since the age of 21. I stand up now and say, yes, I do have a fucking criminal history as thick as a fucking phone book. I do. But I do not have any more than 3 drug convictions of my whole fucking life, and every single one of them was for weed. And one of them, yes, was for growing weed. I had 4 marijuana plants growing in my house, and fucking I got done for it. And the only drugs I was ever caught for. And anyway, you guys, if you go to the Herald Sun website and you type this name in, right? I'm going to type it up on the fucking chat. If you type this name in Herald Sun, you'll see all the bullshit they write about me. Right? This is my real name. Right. That's my real name, yeah? Leif Hughes. I know it doesn't look like it's spelt Leif. My name is pronounced Tafe with an L, just not spelt the same. Anyway, if you type that name into... As a matter of fact, just type that name into Google. You'll find out a lot. You'll find out I used to be a paid actor until I was 14 years old. I have an IMDb file, which Tom Cruise has one of them. Vin Diesel has one of them. Biff has one of them too. And then you'll find out that, yeah, I used to be a fucking naughty person and I did naughty things. But yeah, the last article is the one I'm talking about. If you type my name into the Herald Sun, you'll see that, yeah, they made me sound like I was, and they implied that I must have been on a drug other than the happy high herb, was their exact words. Fuck yeah, I'm 420 Club all day. I am a prescribed marijuana patient, and even if I wasn't, I would still sit here and tell you guys that I am marijuana is not a fucking drug. Let's be fucking real here. Not one person in history, never, not one, and I don't even want to have this argument with anyone. There's not been one person in history. If you can find one person in history that has died from just marijuana in their system, I will shut the fuck up and never ever speak on this again. But you won't be able to find it. You know why? Because it's never happened. Because it is impossible to die from marijuana. Other than, like, I mean, obviously you would be able to die if you, I don't know if you guys have seen that bong chamber. Have you seen it? It's like a life-size bong and you stand in it and it's like covered at the top butt, and then it's got like a cone that's like this big, and they've got like a blowtorch. And anyway, you sit in that fucking thing. I think that would kill you. If you stayed in that for too long, you're going to get smoke inhalation and you're going to die. Do you know what I mean? I think that is the only way. And I am unapologetically marijuana's number one advocate. 100%. Bull. Here's the truth too. I was actually one of the first prescribed marijuana patients in this country. True story. I am a sufferer from epilepsy and multiple sclerosis, and guess what? We're in the top 5 of prescribees that were to get marijuana was epilepsy and MS, and I had both of them hit that out of the park. Yeah, you can't, and it's true. There's not been, all right. If you want to get technical, okay, there has been deaths like people trying marijuana for the first time and having very severe hallucinogenic fucking reactions, which happens to very fucking few people, but it actually happened to me the first time I tried it. But, you know, and then people have like fucking walked off buildings, walked in front of cars, this and that. But 90% of those people also had other drugs in their system as well. So you can't say because that person tried marijuana for the first time that is why they died. There has never been a death that, you know, someone's gone like, had a cone, bang, dead because they've OD'd from THC. Like, it just doesn't happen. Or someone's gone, ugh. Doesn't happen. Do you know what? The worst thing that could happen is this. That is the worst thing that could happen. You can't OD, but you can green out. Yep. And like, look, I understand that sometimes at this hour that there are children in this chat, and which is why I say it how it is. Do you know what I mean? I am a medicinal marijuana patient. I didn't used to be, but I am, and yeah, that's. I can't even tell you guys. Like, I used to rattle when I walked. I took that many tablets every single day because of all of my conditions. Right? I've got epilepsy, multiple sclerosis, anxiety, depression, PTSD. I've got a fucking brain injury. Like, the list goes on and on and on. And I literally was taking 21 tablets in the morning, 21 tablets at night. That was me. Literally, when I was in prison, people would be like, they'd be standing behind me in the line and they'd be like, bro, hurry the fuck up. And like, literally, I punched on over the med line by how long it took me to take all my tablets, because when I was younger, I could like fucking take a tablet and not even need water. But I don't know what it was in my older. I don't know. My gag reflex was different. Maybe because I was in prison. I don't know. Sorry, if I didn't make that joke, someone else would have. But yeah, I couldn't swallow tablets. So it took me ages. I had to swallow one tablet at a time. And so taking 21 tablets, people would get pissed off. And I was taking 21 tablets a day, right? So there was a time, so if you do the math, that's 40 fucking 2 tablets a day. That's a lot of fucking medication to take. And I'll say 60% of them were opiate-based medications. 40%, 30% of them were neuropathic medication, like Lyrica. And yeah, they literally had, I was like a fucking zombie. As a matter of fact, as much as I hate to say this, but this is the reason why I leave these videos up there. So if you have a look at some of my very first videos, although I was off hard drugs, like the drugs that they had me on, like I just still look muffed up anyway. And like, I'm often asked, like, why do you leave them videos up there, bro? You look in bad ways. I'm like, exactly. I leave them up there for that exact reason. So you guys can see that my story is fucking real. Like, that's the truth. And yeah. Do not smoke before the age of 23. The brain stops growing every smoke and alcohol. That's why. Look, I agree. I agree, and I absolutely agree. Now, it doesn't matter what you say. Marijuana is generally. Now, I'm led to believe differently. I have 3 boys myself. My youngest just turned 18, as you know, Ryder. So I am right there on the fucking street with what's going on with these youngsters, believe me. And so people are like, in my day, everyone tried like either marijuana or alcohol first. That was what happened. But these days, it's fucking crazy. These 13, 14-year-old kids are getting on ecstasy and fucking ice and like MD caps, which is ecstasy, and like crazy. It's like, and do you know how easy it is for these kids to get these drugs? As a matter of fact, I even actually thought about, you know how people have a page where they like pretend to be young kids and they go and catch pedophiles, yeah? This was my thought. I was going to pretend to be a young kid and go and catch the fucking drug dealers that are selling to fucking young kids, yeah? And then, you know, just a bit of Biffo justice, so to speak. And then I thought that as much as I would absolutely love to do that, like I would love nothing more than to bring these pieces of shit undone that are selling drugs to kids. But here's the truth. The first person I come across is going to get fucked up. Like I can't even, I can't even put it any other way. Oi, Evie, butters. I would see someone selling drugs to kids, and then the fucking evil side of me would take over, and you would literally see it would not be able to be YouTubed because like that person would be picking up their teeth with broken fingers. I promise you. That's how much I despise that. And as a matter of fact, I think there's a little angle of PDF foulness to people who sell drugs to kids, especially young girls. Yeah, I think that there is like them people are very questionable, you know, and I would say that their fucking browser fucking history would be very questionable. Get off Lyrica like yesterday. Fuck yeah. Or you know what? Best decision I ever made was getting off Lyrica, but I'll tell you something right now. I've been through some fucking drugs in my time. I had a heroin addiction in prison, which blows people's minds. I had a raging heroin addiction. I'd never touched heroin until my big sentence, my 9-year sentence, and I was just like, "Fuck you, world." And then fucking heroin came into my world, and next thing you know, I went from someone who'd never touched heroin in their life to being a heroin addict in prison. I've been addicted to opiate pills like oxycodone, Oxycontin, fucking Capanol, like any fucking opiate you can think of. I've been addicted to Lyrica, but let me tell you something. Nothing hurt me like getting off Lyrica. Now, I say this a lot because I know that there's people in the chat right now that are on Lyrica. Let me tell you something, right? If you've been someone who's been taking Lyrica for longer than fucking 3 months, the day you stop taking Lyrica, it doesn't even matter how little you are taking. But if you are taking anything over 150 milligrams in the morning and 150 milligrams at night, which is 300 milligrams a day, right? You are going to fucking, it doesn't even matter. You're going to feel like a junkie, and it's going to make you feel so bad. Like, I've been through like addictions, and I've been cold turkey off everything. And I promise you, nothing compares to Lyrica. I've said this a million times on this chat, At my 6-month mark of getting off Lyrica last time, which was the very last time, at the 6-month mark, I was still withdrawing as bad as I was on day 3 of getting off Lyrica. And that's how serious it was. Like, I withdrawed, but like serious hardcore withdrawals where I could not leave the house for like 8 or 9 months. And like for the first 6 months, you ask my mum, she'll tell you, right? Because the reason I got off it is because I was sent to prison, right? And I was sent to prison during COVID, so I was on 24-hour lockdown and was withdrawing like a motherfucker. And there was not, you couldn't have told me, if you had have asked me every day, how do I feel? I would have told you I'm going to die in half an hour. I swear. That's how bad Lyrica is. And if anyone is on Lyrica, I advise you to go to YouTube now and type in "lady lights herself on fire on Lyrica," which happened in Melbourne. Not only did she do that, she also tried to convince all 3 of her children that she's going to pour children on them and set them on fire, and that's going to set them free from their whatever fucking Lyrica was telling her in her brain. Bad drug. How long ago was this? So the last time I got off Lyrica was when I first met Jess. So 2024. Well, I shouldn't say when I first met Jess. I should say when Jess come and saved me, actually. And that's the truth, you know. And I put myself through the hard yards. Oh, and here's the truth. The YouTube has never been the same since. It's just constantly getting better and better and growing and getting better, and we're doing bigger and better things. And because I'm not taking 21 tablets a day, and I'm living a different life now. Biff, are you going to try Vyvanse? So, look, obviously you guys know, right? I've got ADHD pretty bad, which, like, it's a good thing if you're a streamer, right? If you go live on that, it's a good thing. But, look, I haven't been medicated for ADHD for fucking, 20 years, you know? So, it's hard for me, right? Because I am so against meth and any type of stimulants, right? They were never my thing. To say I'd never taken them before would be a lie, but stimulants were never my thing, especially meth. I fucking hate the shit, with a passion. And so when I realised that the drugs that they were giving us patients with ADHD were strictly, well, literally, one of them's name is dexamphetamine. That is no bullshit. That is the actual name of the medication. DEX amphetamine. Dexamphetamine. No shit. And then obviously you've got Ritalin and rah rah rah. And so the answer to your question, Binksy, is I guess I'm scared, right? I'm scared of addiction, yeah? I'm an addict, right? As you guys know, once you're an addict for the rest of your life. Now, an active addict and the addict that I am is two different things, right? But I am still man enough to come up and say here that I will be an addict for the rest of my life. And I am scared of addiction. I am. I'm actually petrified of addiction. And I'm scared that, you know, also people with ADHD are very prone to drug addiction too, right? Because we get like used to feeling different. I'm not even going to say better because like it's probably not the right term, but we get used to feeling different. So people with ADHD are very prone to fucking drug addiction because like we like to feel different, you know what I mean, from what we feel normally. And that is Dexies, yeah. And then obviously Ritalin, you know, but that is my scare about going on Vyvanse. Now, I have a lot of positive feedback about people that take Vyvanse, and I have to be honest that I also have negative feedback. And for me, like them type of drugs are almost like substitute drugs, yeah, like methadone, right? To me, Vyvanse, dexamphetamine, Ritalin, all of those are just substitutes for what you don't want to take, yeah? And so for me, it's still an addiction because I'm a realist at the end of the day and I can't look at it any other way because I have to be real with myself. Otherwise, I would be addicted to stuff, you know, because, yeah. But I would hope, and I will say this is the reason that I hate any type of stimulants, right? Like the only stimulant, right? And so there's only really one other stimulant other than meth, right? And it starts with fucking C and fucking rhymes with poke, right? And so even still that, if you are someone with ADHD, you will find it very difficult to take them drugs, yeah, because it has the exact opposite effect. The Charlie's a little bit different, yeah, but still kind of the same. But yeah, anyway, I go a little bit off fucking, but my Binksy, the truth is, like, I would be scared. I would be scared of addiction. I would be scared that I would become accustomed to feeling like that. And then for me, that's an addiction, yeah? And so I can't have that in my life. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a better person than that now. And it doesn't matter. I am an addict, right? So there's no fucking grey area for me. And I need you guys to know this. This is why I choose not to be an addict. And how I'm still alive is like crazy because like the way that I did drugs was different, you know what I mean? And I pushed it to levels which people shouldn't do. And fucking that is why I'm scared of being an addict again because I don't want to be that. I've worked so hard to get to where I am now, and I would hate for something to like literally knock me off my fucking almost 6-year pedestal with the disguise of saying it's going to help me in some way, you know. And then next thing you know, because I have an addictive personality, I'm taking 50 of the fuckers in the morning and fucking blasting through every day. That's what happens, you know, and I have to be real with myself. And I think that's why you guys appreciate me, because I'm so honest about it. And there is no grey area with me. Do you know what I mean? My life is online, and I can't be there can't be any grey area. Do you know what I mean? It either has to be in or there, black or white, no grey. Oi, Prince, you bloody legend, and anyone else that joined, Angus. Sorry, I know when I go on a tangent, I say this every time because you guys know, right? If I go on a tangent and I stop to answer a comment, bang, conversation gone. ADHD brain, MS brain, fucks me. Never had DMT. I have. So I have had DMT twice. Both times were in prison, believe it or not. The first time I had it, the person didn't tell me that's what I was having. He just told me this is exactly how it happened. He said as soon as they call muster, come to my cell. He was on the top tier, I was on the bottom tier. As a matter of fact, our cells were directly underneath each other. So his cell, you walk off the top tier from the stairs, his fucking cell was right there, and my cell was like right at the bottom of the stairs, you know. He said, come up to my cell and I'll give you a cone. I thought he was talking about weed. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And so I go up to his cell. I'm in, and of all places for this to happen, I'm glad he told me to come up to his cell on lockdown, because I was in Scarborough South at the time, the prison unit that I call the most violent fucking unit in the Victorian prison system. And so anyway, I was in Scarborough South at the time. I ran up to his cell. I've gone, here, quick. And he's passed me it. Bang, I had it, right? And so as soon as I lit it, he said, it's not weed, it's DMT, right? Well, it was too late. I've already sucked it down, and then like I can't even tell you, like it was like I didn't even have time to blow it out before I started feeling some kind of a way, right? My mate grabbed me by my shoulders. He said, get the fuck down the stairs now before you fall down them. And I was like, what? I didn't realise what was going on. I didn't realise what fucking DMT did to you. How I made it back to my... I remember I got down, because like the stairs go like this, right, from the top tier, and then there's a landing in the middle, and then it goes down the other way to the bottom, right? So I get to the middle landing, and I am fucked. Like I am like fully munted, can't talk, can't walk. I'm fully wrapped around the fucking stair rail like this, and my mates come and grab me, and he's fucking rushed me down to my cell, which thank fucking God was right at the bottom of the stairs. Like I said, his was right at the top, mine was right at the bottom. And he actually, so what he did, so he didn't want to lay me down in my bed, because he was like, I didn't want you to fucking spew and fucking choke on your spew, because some people spew and rah, rah, rah. He sat me in front of my TV, right? And so I don't even know what the fuck happened. Yeah. So anyway, sat me in front of my TV. This is how corrupt Port Phillip is. I'm sitting in front of my TV, munted off DMT. And I swear to God, this is what happened. This was my vision, because everyone says, did you see the serpent? Did you see the serpent? Did you see the green figure? Did you see fucking this? Did you see Yoda? Did you see fucking Darth Vader? No, I didn't. I'll tell you what I saw. So anyway, my only vision in my brain that I can remember is this. And it felt like I was stuck there forever. Like I have literally tried to tell people that this went on for hours, and they were like, no, it didn't, bro. It went on for minutes. Like, that's it. And so anyway, keep in mind, this is on muster. Like, so once I get locked down, I'm in that cell by myself. So if I'm dying, this is Port Phillip. Like, you press up and say you're dying, they're not coming to get you. And so all I can remember is this. I can remember sitting in my chair, and I remember like coming to some kind of consciousness and looking and noticing that the TV was right there in front of me. Now, this would have been around 2015, when the prison swapped over from big fuck off square fucking analog TVs to the little fucking see-through digital ones, right? And so they were literally like not much bigger than a fucking iPad, to be honest. I think they're like, I don't know, like 14 inch maybe. Like they're like that big, yeah? and I'm locked on it like this. And all I remember is, but I used to play cards all day. Yeah, that was my thing. I used to gamble and gamble a lot. And all I seen was this, and I'll never forget it. I remember seeing the fucking king. I can't remember if it was the king of spades, king of hearts, or the king of diamonds, but it was one of the red ones. And all I remember seeing is like a big fuck off card right in the middle, and then like 1,000 little cards going around the big card. And I still can't, like, people are like, there's got to be a message in that. And I'm like, yeah, don't fucking gamble in prison. Obviously, fuck. The serpent wasn't coming to fucking take me to Wonderland. The serpent was coming to tell me, stop fucking gambling with the Lebos and Islanders. There's only fucking 3 of you on fucking Aussies in this unit. That's what my fucking message was. Don't gamble. Well, I don't know if it was. That's how I took it. And I stopped gambling in prison after that. True story. So everyone says that, like, everyone's vision makes them do this and changes their life after having it. So I will say that it kind of did, because I didn't gamble in prison after that, because I was like, oh, maybe that's the fucking EBGBs telling me that I'm going to get stabbed or something under the table. I don't know. So I stopped gambling. That was my... Do you know... Yeah, a lot of my first-time drug experiences happened in prison. Magic mushrooms, the same. One day someone came up to me and said, bro, quick, come and have a look at this. Do you know how to tell the difference between good magic mushrooms and bad ones? I was like, I actually do, because I did. Like, and I knew that if I went up and fucking touched the stem and they turned blue, they were the ones we wanted. Anyway, they turned blue. Rah, rah, rah. Mushrooms, first time in jail too. DMT, first time in jail. Heroin, first time in jail. Mushrooms, first time in jail. Suboxone, butte, first time in jail. I think that's about it. But that's a lot. You know how many people actually go into prison 100% drug free, never touched a drug in their life, and come out raging drug addicts? Like, it's very common. Yeah, it's a death cap or a maggie or a Maggie. Yeah, that's right. 100%. But like, I knew, right? I knew the difference between blue meanies, golden tops. Obviously, right? I was someone who tried to fucking not get involved in drugs, like, in my life. My older brother and sister did, and like, I just didn't want that. I'm a lot younger than them, and I seen that, and I didn't want that, you know. But yeah, when I was old enough, But the truth is, like, I'll tell you the truth, right? Until I was 28 years old, and they gave me my 9-year sentence, I still had only tried, you know, party drugs, you know what I mean, and a couple of prescription drugs like Oxys and Valium and fucking Xanax and stuff. Well, I actually have a DMT tree out the front of my house. As a matter of fact, I have no fucking... Fuck that. I know people that literally go to the bush to find these trees, and so I literally have one in my front garden. I was like, oh yeah, of course I've got one in my front garden. Scotty Hall says, never lived in Hastings, only Frankston, North, Biff, Fairway, primary school. Oi, I'm pretty sure we know the same people, and so I was thinking about this the other day, Scotty. So, 2010, I got locked up on my big one, right? But I was living at Hastings at the time, and I got stabbed in the neck at Hastings, right? I was living at Hastings at the time, but I actually thought about this the other day, and I think there might have been a time where we quite possibly could have met each other. And now that you said that you live in Frankston, I'm like, it's got to be the same person. Oi, I'll just say this, yeah. Did you know some dude in Hastings around that time, what I just said, called Tyson? That's all I'll say. I love Nimbin too, Jamie. Fuck yeah, Nimbin's so good. It went a little bit bad for a while there, but it's back to its May I help you? I thought I lost you before you. Hastings, I made a sick BMX jump near the beach around then. True. I mean, if you call it a beach, do you know what? People would say to me, what's Hastings like? I'd say it's Moe by the bay. Hastings, welcome to Moe by the bay. That's exactly how I used to explain it to people. Because they would say, don't you have the beach there? No, bro. No. We don't have a beach in Hastings. No one's surfing waves in Hastings. It's a bay. It's Western Port Bay. Biff, I'm 33 in September and I've lived in Hastings my whole life. Oh, no, wait. Oi, so I used to live in Otway Court in Western Port. What's it called? West Park. West Park. Sorry, I've lived in that many different housing commissions. I lose fucking. But yeah, I've lived in Hastings twice on 2 different occasions. I lived in the Bronx there in the housing commission, and then I lived like only, the road just like what runs next to the fucking the way in and the way out of fucking West Park. I can't remember what that road's called. It's like Frank's Tyab fucking Somerville Road or some shit. Yeah, West Park, yeah. Boy, I had some crazy shit happen to me at West Park. I swear to God, one year it was Halloween, and it must have been like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and like kids had been coming around and getting lollies off us and that. And you know what the kids are like, they tell each other which houses have got lollies and that. And fucking, because I had young kids myself that were out doing it as well, we had all the lollies and that. And fucking, I swear to God, my kids have been in bed for like 3 fucking hours. I get a knock on the door. It's like I said, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I open the door. I kid you not, there's this 4 or 5-year-old fucking girl standing at my front door by herself saying, trick or treat. And I was like, I opened the door. I was like, I go, where's your mum and dad? And she goes, at home. And I was like, I knew where this kid lived, yeah. I'd seen her fucking piece of shit mum and dad around the fucking traps, yeah. And I was like, oh, you motherfuckers. And this is not a good neighbourhood, yeah. It's a fucking very bad neighbourhood, actually. And so as a matter of fact, it's actually a neighbourhood where they have placed people like sex offenders and stuff there before, you know. And so it's not a fucking good neighbourhood. And like I remember I said to my missus, I was like, fucking, oi, come with me. We're fucking taking this. I know where this little girl lives. Let's go. And she literally lived like 2 streets up. And so we just walked up there. And I was like, and I'm talking to her on the way. I'm like, oh, how's your Halloween been? She's like, good. And she had this big bag. And she's like, I've been all the way around. So she literally started at her place. And like West Park is like a circle, yeah. And she'd nearly gone full circle and got to my place, which was only 1.5 streets away, 2 streets from her house. And literally been all around the neighbourhood. And I remember I got there and her fucking mum and dad weren't even there. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, and then I waited and fucking, yeah, anyway, what happened. But like, fuck, man, that was crazy living there in West Park. I've seen so much crazy shit in West Park, actually. So I lived there. So you know when Commodores, do you remember hearing a party in West Park going wild? 2010, police had to close all the entries and exits to West Park. Nah, so well, no, I didn't hear of it, but I was actually living in Hastings at that time. But I was living in, remember how I said I was living in the next neighborhood, like across the road from fucking West Park, which is literally, I don't know what that park's called. There's actually a park there. It's got playground and like all the kids ride their fucking motorbikes and that through it. So I was living in Hastings in 2010, but yeah, no, I don't remember that. Oi, oi. So at the time, oi. So Scotty, at the time, Tyson's girlfriend's name was fuck, bro. Oh, bro, she was well known, yeah. She was on the Suboxone, and she was like, she was well known in fucking Hastings and Frankston. Oh, I know her name, man. She'd done a fair bit of jail too. Like she'd done a fair bit of nick as well. I grew up in Liverpool, UK. I seen crazy stuff go down. I fucking bet. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of stuff that goes on in fucking Liverpool. I actually fucking got massive respect for the fucking for that part of the UK. You know, I've done a lot of prison with a lot of people. You know, Geordies, Scousers, and yeah, like fucking. But yeah, very, very, very bad. I read this book when I was in prison, and it was on the McCartneys and the McCartneys. So it was about these two crime families in this little small area called Limerick in Ireland. And motherfucker, oi, I don't know if you guys watch, like I fucking love true crime shit, so I'm watching it all around the world. I never used to watch anything that wasn't English, but now that you've got like um, fucking closed captions and what's that other one? Fucking, you know, when it tells you what's going on. Anyway, yeah, fuck, man, that's a different level over there in Ireland. Like them people are like, and the same as Liverpool as well, like the UK. So like I actually there's you know Darren G. I'd actually love to have a chance to have a chat with Darren G. You know, I believe he's a Liverpool native. Are you talking about Carmel Menzies? Nah, so no. So I think it was called. I read this book and it was called. It was fucking intense. Like that book actually would be able to be made into a movie. It was fucking crazy. As a matter of fact, so when I'd read this book, the closest thing that I'd kind of lived like through was the Melbourne underbelly stuff. But like these mofos were doing that shit when they were like fucking 18, 17, like fucking just crazy shit. Um, it was in Limerick. I remember that because I remember Rodney Rood used to tell limericks. You know, I once knew a man from Horsham. who took out his balls to wash them. His mother said, Jack, if you don't put them back, I'll get out a hammer and squash them. That's a limerick. Did I nail his laugh then or what? Limerick, aka Stab City. Oi, so this, the Dundons and McCartneys. The Dundons and McCartneys. I just remembered, the Dundons and McCartneys. All right, so I might be saying the last name wrong. It might be McCarthy's, McCartneys, but it was definitely the Dundons and the McCartneys. Oi, these guys were fucking offing people at the rate of knots. Nah. So, like, even before that, Colin, like I'm talking not even a part of that life, like just kids, like street gang shit, like these motherfuckers were taking each other out, like people were dying daily, like, I don't know, the numbers got into the 40s or something. And I'm talking like, yeah, small, like, yeah. I recommend Billy Moore, especially for Biff. Oh, yeah? All the dirty money in boxing. Oi, what about, oi, Cyborg, what about what actually fucking happened at the weigh-in with the Kinahan and Hutch situation? Like, people say to me, like, oi, why don't you do fucking stuff? Fuck that. Yeah. I'd rather stay on the kind side of them people, you know what I mean? Oi, Barb, you bloody legend. Badoosh. Oi, so for those of you that don't know, that have just joined our chat, so when I do this, badoosh, that's me going like this to you. Bang, knuckles, Bluetooth. I'm Bluetoothing it to you. Bang. So if you ever hear me say Bluetooth it and not doing that, that's what I mean. It's a little slogan we've come up with here. Fucking very lucky to get away from that one, mate. Like, I would say it is. Yeah, I'm not even going to comment actually. Like, yeah, very lucky. Very fucking lucky, actually. Who was the couple Melbourne Twins ago? Look, I think you'll be talking about Christopher Hudson. But yeah, I have no comment on the matter. Yeah, people have asked me. I've done time with him. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Oi, Flower Lips, what's going on, legends? Oi, Scotty. Yeah, I think we're on the same level, brother. Yeah, Scousers, bro. Yeah, like I said, I've been locked up with a couple, like, different, like, Scousers. I actually got locked up with this one dude. He was a fucking legend. I actually wish that I could remember his real name. But, like, in prison, like, it doesn't matter. Like, generally, this bloke's name would have been England, yeah? So it doesn't matter. If you're from fucking Uruguay, guess what? Your name's Uruguay. If you're from fucking Uzbekistan, guess what? When someone doesn't know your name, they're going to yell out, "Oi, Uzbekistan!" from the other side of the yard, you know? And so, similar. Oi, Hursty, what's going on, legend? Yeah, Dwayne, brother. Yeah, Scousers don't get knocked out. Paddy Pimblett. Paddy the Bad, he says it. I'll tell you what though, I actually follow, like, I love the UFC, and it was a little bit fucking. I love Paddy the Baddy's fucking energy. Paddy Pimblett is a youngin, knocking out people that have fucking been in there, and he just doesn't care. He's came on with this fucking cheeky fucking smile the whole time, and like, I remember the first interview. It's like, what's your nickname? And he's like, my coach calls me Paddy the Baddy, and then smiles about it. I'm like, man, this kid's gonna fucking be something. And now look, but like, the last fight was a little bit sad, but I think that, like, that was always gonna happen when he was gonna meet somebody who was actually on the same level pound for pound, because he's good at everything. Like, he's a good striker, he's a good fucking shooter, he's good at everything. You know what I mean? But I always thought, if he meets somebody who's actually on the same level on their feet, then he's going to be in trouble, because like, fucking, what's his name? Justin fucking. Oh, there was a lot of bullshit happen after the fight too. But anyway, he fucked up Paddy. Oi, Gunhead, same bro. I love Paddy. I would go as far as to say Paddy is 100% my number one UFC fighter. I would almost go as far to say he's my number one martial artist, but I'm a fucking Joe fucking Oppenheimer, man, mate. Like, that motherfucker is punching through the fucking divisions, like literally, and like, I just like the guy's attitude. He's like, you know, people telling me to fight this person, people telling me to fight this person. They're all in different fucking divisions. He's like, I own this division. You want to fight me? You come to my division. And I love it. He's really starting to step out of his, like, that guy is like fucking David Tua 2. You know what I mean? If you guys been following boxing, David Tua, like the Thunder from down under. That's exactly what this guy's like. Has anyone seen the footage Ron Pickering road rage in England? No, I don't believe I have. Paddy is my favourite non-Aussie, easy. 100%. Oh, I would have to say, who's my favourite Aussie? So, I guess we've had a lot over the times. I mean, like, I'll also go as far as to say we can claim the New Zealand as Australian, they can claim us as Australian, rah, rah, rah. We're just across the ditch anyway. But, like, New Zealand's had some fucking bangers come out too, like Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt was a very underrated fucking knockout machine that literally was like running a fucking meth habit at the peak of his fucking professional career and still fucking people up. And people say that's not respectful. I don't respect that, yeah? I think, all right, you know, I respect that he fucking came through the other end and was still winning, you know? That's what I respect. It takes a fucking, like, yeah. Volk, I would have to say, right? So I'm glad you actually brought that up, Jamie, because I probably would have skimmed straight over that. Yeah, how good is Mark Hunt? Have you read his book, Gunhead? If you haven't read his book, bro, and if you don't like reading books, you can get it as an audio book. I promise you, it is such a fucking intense read. Like, that dude's childhood was insane, bro. And, like, as a matter of fact, most of my friends that grew up in New Zealand, especially on that part of the island, had pretty hectic childhoods, you know. Mark Hunt 1K1. Yeah, 100%. And so Mark Hunt was actually like someone that they used to call when people used to fucking pull out of K1, right? And so Mark would literally take fights on 2 days' notice and go in there and fuck people up. What a legend. Oi, legit, I can't remember the name of his book, bro, but like one of the best books I read when I was in prison. As a matter of fact, I read it when I was going through my trial for my 9-year sentence. Went for fucking weeks and weeks and weeks. So I had that book to read while I was going through my trial. I had that and the Bra Boys book actually. And yeah, I smashed through them both in my trial. Imagine if someone is, yeah, look, I get that, but like, you know, I say it in the way that like we claim fucking Russell Crowe, he's actually from New Zealand, stuff like that. I don't mean it like, you know, oh, we don't have any champions, so we're claiming, you know. There's also, what's his name now? He's still UFC. He's going through a little bit of controversy on social media at the moment, actually, with his, is it his father-in-law or his stepfather? I don't know. What's his name? The New Zealand guy now. He's like ranked now. What's his name? Fucking, he runs that the backyard boxing now. Yeah, I do remember. Flower, 100%. What you mean, Flower? I meant like in an email or something. I just mean like out of the respect for Paul, we probably shouldn't talk about certain things on live and stuff. Dan Hooker. That's it. Dan Hooker. Yeah, I knew. Oh, bro, you should have said so, brother. I actually said no. I actually said no out of respect for Paul. Like, fuck. Oi, Paul can tell you, bro. Paul can tell you, bro. Every time I would get locked up, I swear to God, he would come down to my unit and he would say, oi, bro, come up to the gym and I'll fucking hook you up with some boxing equipment. He's like, bro, you can fight. Concentrate on boxing and fucking put all your fucking energy into boxing and getting fit. And you know, I'll give you this equipment. And I was like, and he did that for me. And I swear to God, my last like 2 or 3 sentences, yeah, he did that for me. I had to show him that you wouldn't. Did anyone see Ayers Rock having waterfalls coming off the top of it tonight in the news? No way. No, I didn't. I didn't. I actually love a bit of Thai. I like a bit of Muay Thai, Zendu Kai, particularly Thai fucking boxing. Like I really, really love Muay Thai. Oi, Flowers, and oi, tell Paul this, yeah. I'll say this, yeah. I can probably count on this many fingers how many screws in my life I have respected, and he is one of them, yeah. Because of, you know what? Not just because of the good that he used to do, but like he was not like other screws. He didn't fucking like have a power trip. He didn't come to work and try and make your day. As a matter of fact, he came to work, tried to make your day better. Like he was different, man, Paul. He was fucking. I actually had so much respect for him, and I remember the last time I seen him, I remember I was in the med line, and I was like, I think I'm going to go home tomorrow. And he's like, fuck, bullshit. And I go, yeah. And he goes, you know what? I go, yeah, you know, if it was a different time, I'd shake your hand right now too. I go, but listen. I go, and he goes, listen. He goes, I'm actually retiring soon too as well. I go, fucking hell, about time, you old prick. Seems like you've fucking been in this prison forever since, literally was there since the day it was built. Oi, Angus Buttles. Biff, did you ever do time with the guy nicknamed Masso? He was my Sally in Serious West. I don't think so. If you were to tell me a first name, yeah. I won't say a lot of people wouldn't understand the significance of that, what you just said, so I won't go into it. Oosh, I got you, legend. I done a little bit of Zendu Kai when I was younger. I did heaps of boxing when I was younger, but so there was two other gyms in my town. And so the other gym was a boxing gym and the other gym was a Zendu Kai gym. And I swear to God, I used to go in there and just fucking fight with the fucking people that were kicking and I learned a lot that. And I think that made me a better boxer, if I'm honest, because it made me a little bit more aware of certain movements and things that I wasn't aware of before. No photos or videos of Ayers Rock. And I agree. You know what I mean? You got to think about what it must feel like for the people that live in that area for thousands of years. You know, we come along and build fucking ladders and fucking walking tracks and turn it into a fucking Eiffel Tower when it's a fucking cherished fucking monument for our First Nations people. Bush, Bluetooth to all my First Nations legends. You know I've got nothing but love. Have you ever been to Yatala? So, true story. I often say this, I've never been locked up anywhere but Victoria, but that's kind of a little bit untrue. So I have done a little bit of remand in Queensland before, 2 nights remand. But so when I'm asked have I been to prison in Queensland, I just say no, because how dare I say that I've been to prison in Queensland when I went for 2 days and got bail, you know what I mean? But no, I haven't been to prison anywhere. I'm led to believe, don't worry, I've done a lot of prison with people that, as a matter of fact, I was in prison with this guy whose dad, you actually might know of this story. So his dad, the guy that I knew at the time was interfered with as a child, is all I would say, yeah? And so this guy that interfered with this guy that I knew, his father was in Yatala, yeah? And this guy had rocked up. And so, true story, you would know of this. This guy actually decapitated him in the prison yard with a garden secretary. True story. You guys can actually Google this. Yeah, so I know what Yatala was like, you know? Yeah, no one is allowed, but Princess Mary is allowed. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, you've been to Yatala? Well, oi, what was it like? Because I'll say that any of the blokes that I spoke to, told me that Yatla was the real deal. You know, like you knew where you were like you knew where you were when you were at Yatla. You know. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to be jumping off in 25 minutes. I've got to try and have an early night tomorrow. I've got a pretty important doctor's appointment tomorrow, but still got 25 minutes. So, you know what I'm like, or you know what I'm like. I will probably, you know what I'm like. I will unlock my door at 7:30. Fred Brophy's tent boxing, some funny vids on YouTube. Oi, so you know something? I actually, my grandfather, so my pop actually supported his family doing that. Brophy's tent boxing, well, tent boxing in particular, but he did a little bit of time in the early days when tent boxing was very popular. But that's how he used to support. My dad has 9 brothers and sisters, so well, he has 8 brothers and 1 sister. So true story. Other than my sister had 2 girls, but like I had 4 boys and 1 girl, and like yeah, Hugh's girls are very rare in my family. Although my sister had 2 girls and 1 boy. Yeah, like generally most of the Hugheses have boys. It's crazy. So obviously when my daughter was born, I was like, oh, what the fuck? It actually was a girl. Let it run, we'll chat. I went to Melbourne today to see my doctor. Oi, JD, you legend. I'm going to Melbourne tomorrow to see my doctor. Oi. Is your doctor in a hospital that starts with B, the town name? Or M, B, the hospital starting with B or a hospital starting with M? I mean, I'd say my names, but I don't want to give up your hospital names and say where you go to hospital. Biff, I was watching Blue Healers yesterday and saw young Biff. Yes. So, yeah, I was on Blue Healers twice actually. So there is another episode. I don't tell anyone about that because I'm just an extra in the background. But anyway, I was on 2. But I did have a speaking part in that Blue Healers episode. It spins people out when I tell them I used to be an actor. If you guys, like I said, if you Google my name, which I chucked up here before, which is Leif Hughes, LeifHughes. Anyway, I have an IDMB file, which is an international actors file, which you can only get if you are an international actor, which I must have been. But you know what it says? If you search it, it says Leif Hughes, Blue Healers kid from, I think it says from 1998 to 2006, which is a bit of a stretch. Yep, I know. Boosh. Yep, I know. So one of mine's is at M, and the other one's at B. But I know where you're talking about with their. Biff looked innocent then. Do you know what's funny about it though? It's so funny. Every single part that I got as a child was as a criminal. Like if you guys watch that Blue Healers episode, me and my sister stole a car off a blind man. How did the blind man have a car? I don't know. It didn't make sense, but we stole it. And then we got identified because my sister used to steal my dad's deodorant, cologne, and the blind man says, I'll never forget that sickly sweet scent anywhere. And then you know what my sister did in the show? She goes, "It wasn't me, it was my brother," and pointed straight to me. I was like, "It wasn't me, she's lying." True, accused of stealing the car and blamed it on fucking... What about her blaming it on her little brother? Good old Tom Clancy, hear him, he's like, "Get in here, sport. Get in here, sport." That was such a 1990s line. Get in here, sport. Oi, legends, here's a heap of my links and stuff that Gunny, the Absolute Legends, has put up. So we've got there my Twitch, my Patreon, my TikTok. So soon, I'm currently talking with Kick. They believe I may have something to offer. I was like, yeah, yep, I do, Kick, I do. So I'm talking with them about streaming here in Australia. And they seem to be interested in the fact that I have almost 45,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Bang, let's go, legends! And 175,000 on fucking TikTok. Yeah, that's right up there, alley, they reckon. I will unlock my door past the cemetery. Also, legends, this one here. So, as you guys know, I have MS. JD has MS. Like I say, guys, if you guys feeling a little bit generous, I know people like to chuck money my way sometimes, and I'm very appreciative. But yeah, if you guys feel like chucking money anywhere, this is a fundraiser for the MS people that do the walk for MS. And actually, so I need to speak to JD about this, which I will do over the next couple of days. I would say tomorrow, but I have my doctor's appointment tomorrow. But JD said that he will do the walk with me, so we'll work something out there. All right, I'll be back in a moment, guys. What's the time? 4:20? Oh, I mean 11:42. Sorry, I'm semi-illiterate. Ablutions, refill, 4:20. I'll be right back. You're not going to run away. I'm not even going to be able to run at all. What are you talking about?
I always gotta worry about the payback. Some buck that I roughed up way back. Come back after all these years. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. You my brother, you my sister. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. Some things will never change. always gotta worry about the payback. Some buck that I roughed up way back. Come back after all these years. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. You my brother, you my sister. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. Some things will never change. 'Cause I always gotta worry about the payback. Some buck that I roughed up way back. Come back after all these years. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. You my brother, you my sister. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. Some things will never change. I always gotta worry about the payback. Some buck that I roughed up way back. Come back after all these years. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. You my brother, you my sister. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. Some things will never change.
I should have put a song on repeat that doesn't go for a minute 20.
'Cause I always gotta worry about the payback. Some buck that I roughed up way back. Come back after all these years. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
Maybe Dubby got his lawnmower.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Where has Dubby been?
That's just the way it is.
Do you know what's really weird?
Oh, yeah. You my brother, you
Like,
my sister.
I had to buy a new lawnmower about 2 weeks ago, and I bought a new lawnmower, and I haven't heard of Dubby since. Maybe it triggered him. It is. I'll show you for a sec. Give me a second. All right, here you go. Here's the actual episode, so you can all watch it. If you even go right to the end, and as a matter of fact, I'm also on country practice as well. I may as well put the country practice link on here as well. That episode is called Something the Children. So I was actually a criminal in that too, trying to bribe that little redheaded girl who actually ended up being that girl off the Chronicles of Narnia to steal the gold necklace. I think it's called Let the Children's Play, if I remember. Wait, as a matter of fact, while we're at it, all right, so it is. Wait. Give me a second. All right, so just fuck off. All right, hang on. It's season 14. Anyway, I can't find it on YouTube, but it's on. Hang on, I'll tell you. It's on 7 Plus, and I'll tell you what the exact episode's called. All right, hang on. Oh. It's only fucking one way it's going to happen, really, isn't it? All right, it is called Tuesday's Child. Give me a second. I should be able to just share it as a link now. You fuck. Anyway, Country Practice, season 14, episode 14. Oh, that's convenient. Season 14, episode 14. That's me at the very start with the hat backwards. And why can't you just... Yep. 1 second, legends. All right, hang on. Give me a moment. 1 second. Right, when it... Sorry, guys. Once ADD kicks in, that's it. There's just no hope. I need to get it done now. I can't take no for an answer. All right, we're in fucking action now. All right. Sorry it took so long. Righto. Oh, actually, I'm going to make this hurry up. All right, here we go. This is me in the red hat. Oh, wait. Why isn't it showing? Hang on.
Work special.
Right, now this should be... Hello. Right, this is me in the red hat here.
If the witch catches you out your dead meat, what does she do? She cooks you and eats your brains.
She does not.
She does too.
You know
Yeah.
anyone who's had their brains cooked?
I know how to make sure you don't.
How?
Leave something special under the house all night, and if you wear it, the witch's spells won't work.
Special? Like what?
Like that. Bet you don't have the guts.
If I lost this, Mum would kill me.
Chicken.
Chicken. And not at who?
Anyway, you get the picture. So that was me. Country practice 1990, I believe. It's all right, legends. I'm going to jump off now anyway. Yeah, thank you for another awesome live, legends. Let's hope tomorrow when I come home from the doctors that I'm on my new medication and I don't know, magic's supposed to happen, they reckon. It's fucking seems like too good to be true to me. But you've got to be hopeful. Yeah, that was 1990. But also, oh, it pisses me off, man, when I look on fucking. All right, so this is just if. This is just if anyone. Wait, sorry, wrong one. This is just if anyone was doubting that that was me. This is my acting profile, which is still current today. This is my fucking IMDb file, which stands for I don't fucking know. But if you are an actor, that's yeah, that's my profile. If anyone was doubting that that's me, you can fucking suss me out. But anyway, if you have a look at the end of that Blue Healers episode and the end of that fucking country practice episode, I am also on that. But I'm also on Frontline, Jim Owen, Just Jeans, Law of the Land, Genie from Down Under. I said a country practice, Jim Owen, Full Frontal. Fast forward. There's more. Anyway, that's my profile. I'm out of here. You guys have been absolutely awesome. Thank you for an absolutely awesome live. Good night, Gunhead. Good night, everyone who's saying good night. Butters. And I will catch us all. Well, I'll tell you what. If I get on my medication tomorrow, I'll be a happy man and I'll probably go live to tell everyone. If I don't, I'm probably not going to be a happy man, but I'll probably get online and tell you anyway. But yeah, all right, legends. Much love, much respect. Thank you for another awesome live. You guys have been absolutely awesome as always. And yeah, Aggro did die. Aggro had a bit of a cloud over his head anyway. Just quietly. Ask Anne-Marie, she'll tell you. Anyway, we're out of here, guys. Thank you, guys. Another awesome stream. yeah, I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow night. All right, much love, much respect. As always,